Did you know? A woman has been popular for almost 60 years, but she was thrown into an orphanage by her own mother when she was a child. Watching mom turn around and walk out of the glass, everyone says she's as strong as steel. No one has ever thought about it. This hardness has been repeatedly broken by reality. She was born in California in 1946. Dad ran away. Mom is very beautiful, but she can't even afford to eat. No choice. We can only send her away. At that time, she was still too young. I don't understand at all. Why does mom love her? But I want to leave her on the other side of the glass. This feeling accompanied her throughout her life, like a wound that can never heal. But fate is not over yet. School has become a new hell. The words on the blackboard seem to dance in her eyes. Both the teacher and classmates think she's a fool. I think she's very lazy. I think she deliberately caused trouble. In fact, she only has difficulties in reading and writing. At that time, no one knew it was a disease. Every time I call to answer a question, it's like being dragged onto the stage and publicly humiliated. She lost control of her entire childhood. I don't know where to sleep tonight. I don't know who will suddenly disappear. I don't know how to prove that I'm not a fool. Can you believe it? This girl can't even recognize all the characters. Later, he turned his name into a globally recognized symbol. At the age of 16, she made a crazy decision: drop out. A person rushed into Los Angeles. This city eats people without spitting out bones. But she met Sunny here. Sunny is getting old. Connect. Understand music. For her who had nothing at that time, this person is the only life-saving straw that can be caught. Their collaborative song became popular overnight. Then there are TV programs with explosive ratings. In the eyes of the audience, they are a perfect match. But how enchanting it is on stage. How oppressive is it behind the stage? Sunny is not just her husband. She is also the one who controls her. The contract was signed by him. He manages this money. Even if she wears something or says something, he must listen. National audience loves Cher standing in the sunshine. No one cares. If you tear off this label, who exactly is she? The fame is getting bigger and bigger, but she felt like she was locked in a cage. She finally understood. The person who once saved her, it became a prison that imprisoned her soul. But this prison is golden. After leaving Sunny, she decided to stand in the center of the stage by herself. But at that time, the entertainment industry had particularly strict requirements for single women. Everyone wants to see her dress up beautifully, like a vase. Break this prejudice. She has entered the film industry, one work certificate after another. I am a true actor. In 1986, she walked onto the Oscar red carpet wearing an exaggerated black feather costume. That's not to attract attention. That's her battle robe. She is telling everyone, I will never suppress my radiance just to please you. The following year, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress. I hit those who looked down on her hard in the face. But the cruelest aspect of this industry towards women is, I always want to set a shelf life for them. When everyone thought she should retire at the age of 50, a globally popular song directly brought her back to her peak. This unique electronic record can be traced back to the future. This is not a counterattack at all, but she instinctively refused to be buried by the times. In 1974, this seemingly perfect money-making machine finally collapsed. She chose to break up with Sunny, but every word on the divorce agreement reminded her, although she has become a big star, but almost nothing. Sunny was once the one who pulled her out of the darkness. She is also the one who holds her tightly in the palm of her hand. Tear apart this perfect fairy tale loved by audiences across the country with your own hands. How much courage is needed? She dragged the suitcase out of the room. There's no applause outside, only cold eyes and the unknown. Everyone is used to the combination of Sunny and Cher. No one believes she can survive alone. After the divorce, every time we were forced to perform together, it was like sprinkling salt on a wound. They must pretend to synchronize and smile on stage. She could only swallow all the grievances and confusion behind the stage alone. Applause can make people famous, but it cannot be exchanged for freedom. This time, she must break the self shaped by Sunny. Even if it's windy and rainy outside, she still needs to walk down with an umbrella on her own. I just escaped from the cage of my previous marriage. She once again threw herself into the arms of rock singer Greg. This relationship is like two storms colliding. Crazy, but deadly. Greg is very talented, but fell into addiction and a chaotic life. In 1976, my son Ilya was born. Bring a glimmer of hope to this shaky home. Cher has become someone who wants to smile in the spotlight. A young mother holding her child backstage again. On stage, she is the queen who controls everything. But behind the stage, she was powerless against her husband's loss of control and shattered home. She really wants to give her child a warm home. But some loves cannot withstand the cruelty of reality. 3 years later, this marriage broke down again. Greg became an indelible pain in her life because they have an unbreakable connection between them. It's my son. As my son grows up, the chaos and shadows of the past always come with it. Cher slowly discovered she can conquer audiences from all over the world, but he couldn't lead his son into the abyss. This maternal powerlessness, for her, this is more heartbreaking than any downturn in her career. Facing the pain of children, both fame and fortune are gained, instantly becoming worthless. As a mother, Cher has two completely different children. The choice of eldest son Chaz has sparked countless controversies. Cher must learn to let go of prejudices, understand and accept them. Her youngest son Ilya became the most painful person in her later years. Drug addiction and mental health issues are tormenting this family, leaving them scarred and bruised. Just in 2026, Cher, who is nearly 80 years old, has once again applied to the court for custody of her son. Because at this moment, Ilya is lying in a mental hospital, still facing charges. But the judge rejected the application on the grounds that it did not meet the requirements of an emergency situation. Behind the cold legal terms, this is the mother's desperate sense of powerlessness. She can conquer billions of viewers, but he couldn't pull his son back from the abyss. In 1998, the unpredictability of fate struck again. My ex-husband Sunny passed away suddenly due to an accident. At the funeral, Cher couldn't help but cry. The man who once led her to debut and controlled her for most of her life has completely left. All the love-hate entanglements end in this painting. Ironically, in the same year, her masterpiece swept the world. The whole world is celebrating her return, but she silently recovered in an empty corner. In her later years, she still did not stop repairing. She published her autobiography in 2024, unveiled the secret behind his own name. She used one name for most of her life. It doesn't even match the birth certificate. Changing her name is very important to her. This is to fully restore the autonomy of life. In the same year, she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He also personally rescued an imprisoned elephant. The moment I watched the elephant regain its freedom, she seems to have seen herself once trapped. Cher, 80 years old. The familiar people around me have already left. Mom has left. Sunny has already left. Greg has also left. How dazzling it is on stage. How quiet is a private room. People call her the goddess of youth. She said she's invincible. In fact, she is not immune to harm either. But every time it breaks, we must learn how to break it. Stick the fragments together by yourself. Advance. If her singing also accompanies you through the low point, please like and follow. Leave your favorite song in the comment section. See you next time.